Hey everybody, it's Teresa. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to make a bracelet today, and I'm going to use some of the beads that came in my most recent Adornable Elements Rotating Beads of the Month Club. This month I got the Miyuki 11O seed beads. I'll put a link in the corner of this video and in the description box below to the unboxing video I did for this subscription in case you want to watch it, where I go over everything that came in the package. I have a coupon code, it's Teresa10, and I'll put it on the screen here and in the description box below, along with a link to the page to sign up for the subscription if you're interested. The coupon will save you 10% off the first month of whatever club or clubs you decide to sign up for. And if you sign up for the Rotating Beads of the Month Club, the one that I get, and if you use my code, they'll put you on the same rotation that I'm on, which means you'll get the same collection of beads that I do every month. I'm going to be using, it's kind of hard to see my little labels in here because the beads are covering them up. I don't like to put the labels on the outside because I like to reuse these once I empty them. This is Matte Metallic Indigo Iris. And this one is Aqualined Crystal AB. I'm pretty sure that's what that says down in there. And of course y'all knew I'd have to use these pretty purple ones. This is Light Violet Gold Luster. And then I'm going to use some of my Miyuki Galvanized Silver 11O seed beads. And I've got this pretty box clasp that came in one of my Adornable Elements Findings Companion packs. This little box clasp, it opens like that. I've really been wanting to use this, so I'm going to use it. It's just so pretty. I'm going to be using my 6-pound Fireline and Smoke. I've got a size 12 beading needle. You could probably use a size 11. I don't know though, it might be hard when you're putting on your clasp because you're going to be going around the beads quite a lot when you're putting the clasp on. So it might be kind of hard to use an 11 for that. I'll be using my chain-nose pliers to flatten the thread to get it through my needle, and my scissors to cut the Fireline. I think that's everything. I'll put links to everything I can find links for that didn't come in the subscription. It'll really just be these Galvanized Silver 11Os because everything else I'm using is from the subscription. Of course, I'll have a link for the Fireline and the needles and that kind of thing. So hold on, I'll get some of this out of the way and pour out some of my beads, and I'll be back. Okay, I've got my beads poured out here now, and I've got my needle threaded, and I've got a stop bead on here, and I'm leaving about a 14-inch tail. I usually leave maybe a 10 or 12-inch tail, but since I'm going to be sewing on 3 strands of this clasp that I'm using, I thought I might need a little extra, and I don't like to have to struggle with not enough thread when I'm trying to put my clasp on. So I've got my beads laid out here. I've got my silver ones, my indigo ones, my aqua ones, and my purple ones. And on my needle here, I've got 2 silver, 2 indigo. I need to zoom in here so y'all can see better. I've got 2 silver, 2 indigo, 2 aqua, 2 purple, and then that same sequence again, 2 silver, 2 indigo, 2 aqua, 2 purple. You can make this as wide as you want to. It doesn't have to be this wide. I'm doing it this wide because I want to use that clasp. I don't usually make bracelets this wide, but you can do, it doesn't have to be an even number of beads. It can be an odd number. There's all kinds of designs you can use and do square stitch with. You can download square stitch graph paper and graph out a design if you want to. You can do color blocking. You can do stripes, diagonals, diamonds, just all kinds of neat patterns with square stitch. It's a really good stitch to know. It's really easy to do, and it's a really good stitch to know because it's the base of a lot of designs, and it's used in a lot of designs other than just being a base. You can use different size beads in one piece if you want to, different kinds of beads. It's just really a lot of possibilities with square stitch. And since these beads are so tiny, I'm going to be doing this 2 beads at a time. If I was using larger beads like 8/0s or 6/0s or something, I would do 1 bead at a time because the larger beads can get kind of loose if you try to do 2 beads at a time. But these 11/0s will be fine if I do 2 beads at a time, and it would be hard to do 1 bead at a time, especially at the beginning here, because there's really not much at all to hold on to, and I'm already worried y'all are not going to be able to see what I'm doing. I'm going to try to do this where you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to pick up 2 of my purple beads. I'm going to make a little blocks of 4. It's going to be kind of a patchwork looking design. So I'm going to pick up 2 of my purple beads, and I'm coming out the bottom of that purple bead. I'm going to go on the top of this purple bead and down both of those. I'm going to hold on to this, and I know it's impossible to see when I hold my finger over it, but I don't know any other way to do this. I'm going to bring this down, and that's going to set those 2 beads that I just picked up next to the 2 that I went into, and it's come loose there, and it'll do that here for the first little bit, especially the first row. Now I'm going to go back up those 2 beads that I put on. Now I'm going to push this down, push my stop bead down to tighten it up. I'll be doing that a lot this first row. Need to wrap my tail thread around my hand here to try to keep it out of the way. Okay. Now I'm going to put 2 aqua beads next to the 2 aqua beads that are on there. So I'm going to pick up 2 of my aqua beads. I'm coming out of the top of these 2 purple beads. I'm going to go in the top of these 2 aqua beads and down both of them. Pull my thread through. And that's going to set those 2 aqua beads next to the 2 that were already on there. Now I'm going to bring my thread over here, and I'm going to go up the 2 aqua beads that I just put on. I'm going to tighten down my stop bead again. Now I want to be easier for y'all to see what I'm doing if I could hold on to this. I need 2 of my indigo beads to go next to these 2 indigo beads. So I'm going to pick up 2 indigo beads. I'm coming out of the top of these 2 aqua beads. I'm going to go into the top of this indigo bead and down both of them. And that puts those 2 indigo beads next to the 2 that I already had on there. Now I'm going to bring my thread over here and go, or my needle over here and go up the 2 I just put on. Now I want to put 2 of my silver beads next to these 2 silver beads. So I'm going to pick up 2 silver beads. I'm coming out of the top of these 2 indigo beads. I'm going to go into these 2 silver beads. And I'm going to go over here and go up the 2 silver beads that I just put on. Now my next beads are 2 of my purple beads, so I'm going to pick up 2 purple beads. I'm going to go, coming out of these 2 silver beads, I'm going to go down these 2 purple beads. And then come over here and go back up the 2 purple beads I just put on. Push my stop bead down again. Now my next beads are 2 of my aqua beads, so I'm going to pick up 2 aqua beads. Coming out of the top of these 2 purple beads, I'm going to go into these 2 aqua beads. I'm going to go over here and go back up the 2 aqua beads I just put on. Now my next beads are my 2 indigo beads. So I'm going to pick up 2 of my indigo beads. Coming out the top of these 2 aqua beads, I'm going to go into these 2 indigo beads. And then I'm going to go back up the 2 indigo beads I just put on, the 2 new ones. Now my last beads are 2 silver beads, so I'm going to pick up 2 silver beads. And I'm going to go into the top of these 2 silver beads. Then I'm going to go over here and go up the 2 silver beads that I just put on. Push my stop bead down again. So that's what I've got now. So now to straighten these up and make them look neater, I'm coming out of the top of this silver bead here. I'm going to go over here and go down this whole line of beads. And you just need to be real careful and make sure that you get through all the beads and you don't let your needle sneak out. And you don't have to get down through them all at once. I'm trying to, but you don't have to. But you want to make sure you get through all of them and you don't miss any. I just turn the needle, turn the piece over and make sure I can't see my needle so I know I didn't miss any. So now I'm going to pull that through. And now I'm going to go back up this whole line of beads that I just put on. And the same thing, you want to make sure you're getting through all the beads. I'm going to make sure I'm getting through all the beads. And I think I got through my stop bead thread there. I need to get that back out of there. There we go. So that kind of straightens things up a little bit and makes it a little bit neater. Now I'm going to flip this over because I need to sew away from me. I just can't seem to sew toward me. So I'm going to do this, these little blocks, I'm going to make them go diagonally. So I'm going to pick up the last color in my strip here. So this row I'm going to start with my last color, which is my purple. So I'm going to pick up 2 purple. Coming out of the bottom of pick up 2 purple. Coming out of the bottom of those 2 silver, I'm going to go into the top and go into both of those silver beads. I'm going to go back up the 2 purple beads that I just put on. Now in order to make my diagonal, I want a silver block next here. So I'm going to pick up 2 silver. Go down these 2 indigo beads. and go back up the 2 silver I just put on. Just be careful and don't get caught around your bottom down here. Now I need to make my diagonal, I need 2 indigo beads, so I'm going to pick up 2 of my indigo beads, go into these 2 aqua beads, and go back up the 2 indigo beads I just put on. Now I need to keep my diagonal going, I need 2 of my aqua beads, so I'm going to pick up 2 aqua beads, go into these 2 purple beads, go over here and go back up these 2 aqua beads. Now to keep my diagonal going, I need 2 purple beads. Pick up 2 purple beads, go into these 2 silver beads, go over here and go back up these 2 purple beads. Now I need 2 silver beads to keep my diagonal going. I'll pick up 2 silver beads, go into these 2 indigo beads, go back up the 2 silver beads I just put on. Now to keep my diagonal pattern, I need 2 indigo beads, so I'm going to pick up 2 indigo beads, go into the 2 aqua beads, back up the 2 indigo beads I just put on. Now for my diagonal, I need 2 aqua beads here, so I'm going to pick up 2 aqua beads, go into these 2 purple beads, go back up the 2 aqua beads I just put on. Now to straighten this up and kind of make it a little bit neater looking, I'm going to go down this previous line of beads, all the beads. Be careful to get through all the beads. My needle's trying to sneak out back there. I can feel it. Figure out where I'm coming out here. I'm going to start this over. I'm going to go down. I think I'll just go down a few at a time. This being such a wide piece, it's kind of hard to go through all of them without missing some. Here, I think I got through them all there. And now I'm going to go over here and go back up this strip of beads that I just put on. Just making sure to get through all the beads. Now I'm going to flip this around again. And now I'm going to make the rest of my little boxes here. So I'm going to pick up 2 aqua beads. Square stitch them onto these 2 aqua beads. Back up the 2 aqua beads that I just put on. I need 2 indigo beads to make the rest of this block, so I'm going to pick up 2 indigo beads, go back into these 2 indigo beads, go back up the 2 indigo beads that I just put on, and I went through a bead I shouldn't have up here. I think I went through a couple of beads I shouldn't have up here. There we go. Now I'm just going to keep going up through this row, making the rest of my little blocks here, and then when I get to the other end I'll come back and we'll start the next row. So I'll be back. Okay, I've got this row, I've got all my little blocks made, and I went back down the previous row and back up the other row just like I've been doing. And now for my pattern, I started this row with the color on the end. I need to start this row with the next color, which will be my aqua beads. So I'm going to pick up 2 of my aqua beads. I'm going to go down these 2 purple beads, back up my 2 aqua beads, and to keep my diagonal going, I'm going to do 2 purple beads here. I want a purple block here. I'm going to pick up 2 purple beads and go into these 2 silver beads. Go back up the 2 purple beads I just put on. Now for my diagonal, I need 2 purple beads here. I need a purple block, so I'm going to pick up 2 purple beads. I'm going to go into these 2 indigo beads. Did I say purple? I mean silver. I need 2 silver beads here. I need a silver block to go here to make my diagonal. So I've picked up 2 silver beads. Going into the 2 indigo. Now I'm going to go back up the 2 silver. Now for my diagonal, I need 2 indigo beads. I need an indigo block here. Pick up 2 indigo beads. Go into these 2 aqua beads. Back up the 2 indigo beads. Now my next color I need to keep my diagonal going is 2 aqua. I'll pick up 2 aqua. Go into these 2 purple. Back up these 2 aqua. Now my next block I need here is a purple. Pick up 2 purple. Square stitch them onto these 2 silver. Go back up the 2 purple I just put on. Now the next beads I need to make my diagonal are 2 silver. I'll pick up 2 silver. I'll square stitch them onto these 2 indigo beads. The next block I need is indigo, so I'm going to pick up 2 indigo. Go into the top of these 2 aqua beads. Back up these 2 indigo beads. Now I'm going to go down this whole line here. Make sure not to miss any beads. Sometimes you can get lucky and get through all of them at once, which I seem to have done. Now I'm going to go back up this whole line of beads that I just put on. Being careful not to miss any. Now I'm going to flip this over. Now I'm going to go back up through here and complete my little blocks. Put 2 indigo here, 2 silver here, till I get all my little blocks made. And then when I come back, we'll start the next row. So I'll be back. Okay, I finished all my little blocks on that line now. So now I'm going to start my next row. So I've done the silver, the purple, and the aqua. So now the only color I have left is the indigo to start this row with. Plus it's the third one down. I started my second row with the farthest one away, and then the next farthest one away, and now I'm going to do the next farthest one away. So I'm going to do 2 indigo, square stitch them onto these 2 aqua beads, go up the 2 indigo I just put on. Now to do my diagonal, I need 2 aqua beads, square stitch them onto these 2 purple beads, go back up the 2 aqua that I just put on, so I'm just going to keep doing that, making my diagonal pattern up through here, and then completing my little my little blocks of 4. And then I'll start over my next row. We'll start with the silver like this row, and then the next row we'll start with the purple like this row, and I'm just going to keep doing that till I get the length that I want. And when I get the length that I want, I'll be back, and we'll sew on one side of the clasp. So I'll be back. Okay, I've got the length that I want now, and I've sewed on one side of the clasp because I had to figure out how to do it, because I hadn't done it yet and I didn't know for sure how I wanted to do it. So and usually when I'm using a clasp like this, I keep it together while I'm doing it, because I'm afraid if I don't, I'll get it turned upside down and sew it on wrong. So at least until I get the first link or 2 sewed on. So I need to be coming out. I'm coming out of this. Let's see, hold on here. I'm coming out of my purple seed bead here at the end. I need to be coming out of the second row, so I'm going to sew down this whole second row. Make sure I get through all the beads and don't let my needle sneak out. Now I'm going to go up these 2 blue beads here on the end. Just the 2 blue beads. Okay, now I'm going to get my clasp and make sure which end I need to start with. And I'm just sewing this directly onto the bracelet. So I'm going to go through this loop here. Through the front. And I'm going to go back through these 2 blue beads. Now I'm going to go back through my loop, but I'm going to go through the back. And then I'm going to go back through these 2 blue beads. Then I'm going to go back through my loop through the front. And back through these 2 blue beads. And then I'm going to go through 7 more beads. So I'm going through 9 beads in total this time. Pull that tight. Now I'm going to go through this loop, through the front first. I'm coming out of that blue bead right there. I'm going to go into that purple bead next to it. If I can get my needle in there. These beads are very tightly sewn together. Of course, I would not be having this much trouble if I was not doing this on video. I could bring it right up here to my face and see where to go. There we go. So I'm going to go through that purple bead and the blue bead. Pull my thread up there. Now this time I'm going to go into the back of my loop. And I'm going to try to get into this purple bead again. Okay, there we go. And then the blue bead. Now this time I'm going to go in the front of the loop. Now I'm going to go back through that purple bead and the blue bead. I'm going to pull that up tight. Now I'm going to undo this. I think I'm alright to undo this now. I won't get it messed up now. So now I'm going to sew all the way to the end of my strip here. Now I'm going to go into the front of this loop. And I'll put my needle back through there and go through these 2 purple beads on the end here. Now I'm going to go up the back of my loop. Go through these 2 purple beads on the end. I'm going to go through the front of the loop. Put my needle back up in here and go back through the 2 purple beads there on the end. So that gets my clasp on there. So now I'm just going to sew my thread in. I'm not going to tie any half-inch knots because this is a really tightly woven bracelet. I'm just going to go back up and down these strips a few times until I get my thread locked in, and then I'll cut it off and I'll be done, and I'll be back and we'll look and see what I've got. So I'll be back. Okay, there's my bracelet all done, made with some of the beads from my latest Adornable Elements Rotating Beads of the Month Club. This month I got the Miyuki 110 seed beads and the clasp that came in one of my Findings companion packs. Let me get it up here. I'll clasp it and get it up here closer. So that's what that looks like. It's not at all, square stitch is not at all hard to do. It's a really, really simple stitch. It's a good beginner stitch. And like I said, it's used in a lot of designs as the base of a design or in the design. It's just, there's just a whole lot you can do with square stitch. It does take some time to do. This is not a fast moving project, and it takes a lot of thread. I measured as I went, and I think I used about 47 feet of thread, so it takes a lot of thread and it takes a while to do, but it's not at all hard. Like I said, if you decide if you're not signed to any of the Beads of the Month clubs and you decide you want to be, that coupon code will save you 10% off the first month of whichever club or clubs you decide to sign up for. And if you use my code and sign up for the Rotating Beads of the Month club, they'll put you on the same rotation that I'm on, which means you'll get the same collection of beads that I do every month. I hope you all enjoyed this video. As always, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate those of you who have subscribed to my channel and watched my videos and liked and commented on my videos. I have a website where I sell my jewelry. It's Teresa's Handmade Jewelry, and I'll put a link to it in the description box below in case you're interested, along with a link to my Facebook, Instagram, and my email. If you haven't, I'd really love it if you'd subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified when I upload a new video. So until next time, I hope y'all have a great day. Take care.